Hello, and welcome again forward to Pillars of the Arts. Let's start a new game. Game audio seems to be quite quiet.
This should do. How do you feel?
Can't complain. After all, there's a cozy tree in my back.
I promise, this will be the last fire. After tonight, it won't be trees anymore, but walls and a roof. In Shiring, I will find a job.
What if the bishop wants to hire you for life? To keep his palace in shape, maybe strengthen the town's defenses. Plain things, Tom Builder. Just walls and roofs.
There. Took me a lifetime to find some dry ones in this wet. Why didn't we just use your staff? That old thing would have done nicely.
Because that thing is precious. It's not made to burn. And we might be able to sell it. Right, now let's see if this does the trick. Yeah, should be dry enough.
I told you.
Martha, you want to cut up some turnips? We'll be making soup.
If it helps.
Alfred, you go and look for water.
We could just eat snow.
No, it'll be proper water for my family. You sit, I'll take care of it.
You still haven't answered my question, Tom Builder. What if the bishop offered you a job like they did in Exeter? Something that is beneath your craft, but pays for a lifetime. Easy work.
Well, building something is never easy.
You know what I mean. After Exeter, you said I could create something that matters, something that stands for eternity, or I could die setting up houses and sheds. But what if houses and sheds would feed your family? Would you stay this time, or would you keep on looking?
Well, I would be glad to stay, that's for sure. As I could do so much more as well.
I'd be glad to stay.
Would you now? Just promise me you'll think about it.
Yes, I do. Some proper water.
Maybe we can sell the baby.
Aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, the
Or
buckets.
are you planning to carry the water with your bare hands?
True, forgot the bucket. Where's the bucket? That's oh, there it is.
Alfred,
What? Aren't you supposed to get water? I am not keen on eating rotten leaves tonight.
Alfred!
right, I've had it with you. In times like these, we need to support each other, so be nice.
Do as you're told.
Yes, Mother.
There we go.
Stupid snow. Why did it have to come down just now?
It's
never
the
have
times.
Well, we're here now. Guess there's no use complaining.
Yeah, true. Frozen puddle. I guess it's as good as anything, right?
Too hard for my fist, but my pot should break it.
Should it now?
Houses and sheds. Oh. Walls and roofs. I'll be glad. Harder,
Come on.
Tom, harder. I should be glad.
Crows are never a good sign.
Tom, what's keeping you?
Something's not gonna go right. Should do.
Shoo.
It could be bigger, to be honest.
And did you think about what I asked you?
Dreaming of building a cathedral was foolish. When we get to Shiring, I'll take the job.
Why is a cathedral so special?
Well, you've seen a few. You should know.
Yes, but there are so many already. Why do you have to build another one? Is it because God needs more houses?
May I?
If you must.
Well. Actually, a cathedral isn't so different from any other house. It always starts simple, with some walls.
And on top of that, you put a roof.
Very good. A roof to keep off the rain, and walls to keep up the roof. Together that makes one big, long, but dark room. Like a cave. So of course you may want some light coming in.
Windows.
Right. So the people inside can see what they're doing.
I think you forgot something. People can't get in if there are only walls.
So, what do you suggest?
Doors, of course.
Right. And not only doors, but a big and impressive one to let in as many people as possible. By now, we've carved quite a few holes in our cathedral. Unfortunately, not every building can carry a roof like that, and have so many windows.
So what do we do?
Good and solid work. That's what we do. If we don't want our cave to collapse, we have to make everything perfect. Not only strong, but consistent and perfectly even. The walls, the roof, the windows, everything perfectly proportioned.
You shouldn't say big words like proportioned when talking to a child.
What does it mean?
It means beauty. Well, it means not only will it keep them dry,
Give them hope.
it will give them hope. Like this?
Mama?
Watch your spirit.
The baby is coming.
But it's not due. Have your waters broken yet?
Soon after we started walking this morning.
You should have told me.
I'm so tired. I don't believe I can bring it into the world.
But look at all the blood.
Children? Alfred. Get more water. Take snow if you must and make it warm.
Right.
What can I do?
Collect some reeds and make me 2 lengths of string, each big enough for a necklace.
What for?
You'll see.
Oh, your hands are cold.
I could warm them for you.
No. Stay here. Please.
Remember when Martha was born and the Lady Isabella acted as midwife?
You were building a chapel. And you asked her to send her maid to fetch the midwife from the village.
Yeah, and she said, that drunken old witch will let her deliver a litter of wolfhound pups. And she took us to our own chamber. And poor Lord Robert could not go to bed until Martha was born.
The water's warm now.
Put it next to me. Alfred. Go and collect more wood. Let's have a bigger fire.
More wood?
Do what your father tells you.
Yes, Mother.
I'm here with you.
I know.
I put more wood on the fire.
Can you feel the warmth?
Yes.
Alfred. Take care of your little sister.
She's all right. She's busy. Let me help too.
It's not long now. Be ready.
Let me do something.
I'd say for a year as bad as this one, we've managed quite well.
You lost your work. And then Martha almost got killed by that pig thief. You call that well?
We're going through hell.
I know. But we're still here for each other, aren't we? Holding together as a family. Us builders aren't
Very
carved out of
housing.
measly wood. Never were.
Expect a lump of granite to come falling from my legs?
I wouldn't be surprised. Right, what can I do to help?
Cover me.
Will she die? She'll die, right?
It's coming! Help me, Tom! It's coming!
I can see it.
It looks horrible.
He's perfect. A perfect boy. You're still bleeding.
It's all right. It will stop soon. Tom,
Yes?
thank you for being my midwife. Do you remember the night I came to you? In your lodge? When you were working on my father's church?
Of course. How could I ever forget?
I never regretted giving myself to you. Never. For one moment. Every time I think of that night, I feel so glad.
Me too.
I hope you build your cathedral.
I thought you were against it.
I was. But I was wrong. You deserve something beautiful. Build a beautiful cathedral. For me.
Papa, what's wrong with her face?
Agnes! Agnes, wake up!
That's why he wants to go to Katiruna. What a great intro. That's the prologue. What you did, you want your cathedral to bring hope. To Agnes, you would accept a job offered by the bishop. You're strict with Alfred. He struggled to support Agnes during childbirth. Book 1, From the Ashes. Chapter 1. Do it.
The year of our Lord 1135 had come to an end. King Henry of England, son of William the Conqueror, had died. It was a time of poverty and death. In their despair, some had come to believe Christ and all his saints had gone to sleep, and that the pillars of the earth themselves had begun to crumble.
King's Rage, New Year's Day.
Brother Paul? Hello!
You just crossed the bridge, right? That'll be a farthing for you and a penny for your horse.
How dare you ask a toll from a monk? Do you know who I am, brother?
The monk from the woods. Brother Paul said you'd be coming by. He said you'd bring cheese. It's not easy doing the Lord's work when you're hungry.
It is not much, but I can share this with you. I hope now it will be easier for you to fulfill your duties.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Will you take care of my horse, brother?
Good
I've
morning,
come to
Winner.
see Prior James.
Prior James? That's him the bells are tolling for. Leave the horse here. I'll get it down to the priory later. Fish should go nicely with that cheese.
What? Why are they ringing the bells?
Don't you know? The devil has come to Kingsbridge.
The devil has come to Kingsbridge?
People's Bible. Why not if the Bible tells us about him? Reason people discuss matters of fact. I'm not buying Heroes of the Earth, as you can see, Luna. Because I have played this before on stream, but never recorded it. So I'm doing it now. I'm kind of like rebooting the series in a way. There is nothing here apparently. There's a hut, I guess.
It was built for the glory of God, but I fear a priory this size might corrupt even a humble prior's heart.
Actually, so I'd say. Let's go to the mill. That looks abandoned though.
The Lord has given them plenty, and they let it go to waste.
Yeah, exactly.
Why is this locked? The monks of Kingsbridge and their servants, I wonder which of them led a more pious life. Hello? I'm sure there was someone moving behind a window, but most houses are empty.
Kingsbridge Priory. Oh, there's a white pony. A white horse. What does that belong to?
Whoever is righteous has regard for the life of his beast. Whoever knows the right thing to do and fails to do it, for him it is sin.
Many graves. Many buried here, waiting Judgment Day. Many are without sin. Will I be without sin when my time comes?
It's locked.
I guess we'd go to the cloister. Oh, there's some people there.
I looked, and behold, there was a great earthquake.
The earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed according to their own kinds. And God saw that it was good.
To the earth as the fig tree sheds its winter.
Oh, Something going on for
Thou
sure.
shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the pestilence that walketh in darkness. The pestilence that rode in on the lightning that struck our cathedral 4 years ago. Did you not all feel its presence here ever since? James did, and I did as well. But the Lord says, because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. Our beloved Prior James has served the Lord all his life. He shall be delivered from the darkness, from this dark earth.
Prior James?
Philip.
Francis?
For many years, James has been our prior. After the upcoming election, I vow to lead Kingsbridge Priory with the same steady hand. Amen.
Philip, we told your brother you'd come to Kingsbridge New Year's Day.
I did not expect to see you here.
I was on my way back to Gloucester and wanted to see you.
A priest working in the world of politics. You must tell us about it, Francis.
Of course.
And his brother a prior of what now? 2 years?
It's been 4 years, Cuthbert.
I see. How are things in St. John in the Forest, Philip?
Our little cell is happy and healthy.
Happy and healthy. Thanks to your brother, Francis, St. John in the Forest is prospering. His novices are obedient, his monks humble and pious, while our own priory is in such a sorry state.
You know James did the best he could. It was not his fault. Also, they make a remarkable cheese in St. John's. Come by the kitchen later to see us, will you?
Yes, I will.
Brother Cuthbert seemed upset.
Well, we all are. The way James died was disturbing.
Disturbing? How did Prior James die?
7 days ago, Brother Remigius found James's room empty. We all looked for him for hours. Then we found his footprints by the bridge and a hole in the ice.
Oh no.
No.
In the small hours of Christmas Day, he must have walked out on the river. We didn't even find his body. The river took him, and the cold.
I will pray for James. See me when you have time, Philip. I will be in the cathedral.
And I should go and see how Brother Cuthbert is doing. It's good to see you, Philip. Maybe things will get better after the chapter elects the new prior.
Hopefully. I will come by the kitchen later, Milius.
What is Francis doing here? And where is he?
So what do you think it means?
Not too sure.
You look like you want to ask me something.
You are Philip of Gwynedd?
Yes, but you can call me Brother Philip.
You see? Told you he wouldn't mind.
Yes. Now ask him.
How about you ask him?
I already asked Brother Andrew.
That doesn't count. He wouldn't answer.
If you promise to lower your voices from now on.
Oh, of Of course.
We promise.
Brother Milius told us you know the scripture very well. Could you tell us about God's temple?
Brother Andrew wouldn't tell us.
Must be a place. A cathedral.
That's probably what the guest master was talking about.
If you do something to a cathedral, it would be a sin.
Yes.
Each of us is God's temple, in the way that he created us.
And what if someone does something to God's temple?
The scripture says, if anyone destroys God's temple, God will destroy him.
Even if he destroys his own temple of God?
So for Prior James there's no salvation as well?
For a self-murderer, there is no salvation.
What if the devil takes our souls too?
Commit yourselves to God. Be humble and pious. Be without sin. God's grace will not allow the devil to lay hand on any of you. Prior James will face judgment. It is between him and God. Do not be afraid.
No, Brother Philip.
Thank you, Brother Philip. So, again, we're all God's temple.
What we have to ask ourselves is, can our Saint Adolphus still protect Kingsbridge in these dark times?
He couldn't protect Prior James. Ever since that lightning struck the cathedral, he wasn't the same.
When you take over my position as sacrist, you should implore the bishop to send us a new relic. By then I'll be sub-prior. The new prior and I will support you in this.
All Kingsbridge needs is faith and hard work.
Philip of Gwynedd, I wanted to talk to you. How dare you disturb Brother Remigius' requiem?
I'm afraid the choir is waiting for me.
Stay, brother. There's no reason you shouldn't hear what Philip has to say for himself.
I beg your forgiveness. I was overwhelmed when I heard Prior James passed.
You should know better. I'm sure at St. John's you're a good prior, but here we adhere to the rules.
You mentioned a new prior.
The election will be held in a few days, when we all convene for the chapter meeting.
Let us continue this conversation later.
Of course. There's a lot of planning for me to do for the upcoming election.
All of us.
Because
God created us in his image. That's why we can all...
No. I heard it, I'm sure. There was something. He's right.
Now stop it. Concentrate.
You seem troubled, brother.
They won't sing.
It's Adolphus.
There was nothing, believe me.
I heard him crying in the crypt. I think I heard him too.
No, you are mistaken.
It sounded like a whip, like he was chastising himself. It's the end of days.
Brother Philip, please help me. Prove to them that there is nothing and no one down there.
That's a good go. Check it.
Once again.
It's open.
Locked.
If it is, because they can't really do much.
There are paths the scripture can unlock, but this gate it will not open.
Did you not hear it?
The cathedra. It is not for me to take that seat. I'm happy to see you, little brother.
It's good to see you too, Philip. Your hair is starting to get a bit grey.
Yours isn't. At least in this one case, I will be the one to boldly charge ahead of you.
You've always been bold. You just don't admit it to yourself.
Francis, what are you doing here?
King Henry is dead.
I know. Word reached St. John's shortly before I left.
First the king, and now Prior James.
God has a plan.
I know he does, but King Henry's death caused quite a commotion in the world of politics. Dark times are coming. There will be war.
Try it.
If only we could stop the suffering.
Maybe we can. I came not just to meet you. I was sent to look for a messenger of my lord, Earl Robert.
Here? In Kingsbridge?
Farmers said the messenger was heading for Kingsbridge 2 weeks ago. The knight was carrying a confidential document that might change the course of the conflict. People here trust you. Maybe the monks here know something?
We will find him.
One more thing. No one can know why we're looking for the knight.
Why not? Not something about Francis' missing night.
I think I heard it again. Adolphus.
Okay. Need to find some keys in to check the crypt.
Silence!
Welcome on in, Sandra.
We don't need to go to church for that. No, we are the temple.
Oops.
Why a church then?
Brother Ronaldus, how are you?
Huh? What?
How are you? Are you well?
Oh, Brother Philip. Yes, I am well. It's just that the dead won't stay in the ground.
What?
The dead. It's probably those badgers always digging up the graves.
That's unfortunate.
My father gave the priory a good deal of land to keep me fed. I won't eat salted fish all day.
Me neither.
Shall we go into the cellar again tonight?
Yes, Brother Marcus. You still have old Cuthbert's keys?
Indeed I do. I hid them right in the church. Stuffed them in the large crack in the wall.
I could do some crack stuffing myself.
I bet you could.
Confessing right now. There are.
by cathedrals. Why do we create temples if we are the temple?
No. I heard it, I'm sure. There was something. He's right.
Now stop it. Concentrate.
There it was again.
The novice said he hid the keys in here. They're here. I have them.
What was that?
No talking.
But first keys and lock most of the doors and gates in this prior. Check the crypt. Check the crypt then.
Let's see what we can find. No reason to be afraid. Nothing. These old cathedrals
it is
are
pretty
bound to
dark.
make strange sounds. Thought so. Nothing here. Even if it is Adolphus, we would have to welcome him. Hello? Ah! What is that?
So dark I can barely see.
What is that?
Is it now?
It's the size of a child. Hello? Ah! Oh. An owl.
It is just an owl.
Owl. The choir will be relieved to know that. I should tell them. I will contemplate this later.
I think I heard it again.
Start the good news then.
There is no need to worry, brothers. Adolphus is resting in peace. It was just an owl.
I told you it was nothing.
God bless you, Brother Philip.
I knew I heard something.
Now, be silent, concentrate, and...
No, I'll stay down here.
Alright. Need to figure out about the missing knight.
Don't say that.
Why not?
We wouldn't be here if it weren't for the cathedral.
Brothers, have you two heard about a knight visiting Kingsbridge?
The Earl of Shiring was here, and some of his knights.
And many
Yes,
other
that
nobles
would
at
be a knight.
Christmas.
It would have been a lone rider, a messenger.
I don't think so.
If someone had come to Kingsbridge, Brother Paul would have seen him.
Brother Paul went back out to his toll hut.
I see. Thank you.
It's good to ask. Brother Paul.
It feeds us.
We are people of God. Yet, we need to eat too.
This priory is so much bigger than our small cell in the forest.
Oh, we got the map. Bunch of Kingsbridge, Curing, Tollholt, Mill Chapter House. Crypt. Prior. Oh, you haven't checked the House of the Prior. Not yet, I don't think. Go for the kitchen first, though. As we were requested to go in there.
Philip!
Brother Milius.
Come! Warm yourself by the oven.
Is that Philip? Tell him to warm himself by the oven.
Thank you, Brother Cuthbert. Ah, wonderful.
I always put some extra stones on the stove to warm up water. Put one in your pocket, and you'll keep warm.
Oh? Ouch!
Careful, they're hot.
So we do have the clothes. Yeah.
Nice and warm, and I didn't burn my hands, Milius.
I knew you could do it.
Milius, why do you keep a beautiful pot like this around?
Oh, it reminds me that we should strive for order and beauty. I started collecting some seeds and nuts because I wanted to start a new garden.
A good idea.
I never got around to collecting more, though. If you find some, let me know.
Will do.
Hard at work, as usual, Milius?
I have to serve salt fish 6 times a week now.
We hear you have fresh fish every day at your cell in the forest.
Every other day, we even have poultry.
You have done wonderful work at St. John's, Philip. We, on the other hand, had a weak prior for 13 years. May the Lord rest his soul. What you worked hard for at St. John's is wasted here in the mother house.
After the election, the new prior ought to put things right.
Remigius? Put things right.
I guys didn't really have much faith in him.
Maybe we underestimate Remigius.
He's about to burn all the books and documents in the prior's room.
Okay, never mind then.
Including the priory's ledgers.
Remigius says James asked for everything to be burnt after his death, except for his Bible.
What? Without the ledgers, the priory's finances will be beyond saving. Did you see a knight in Kingsbridge?
You mean, aside from the nobles attending the Christmas service? No, I don't remember any knights visiting us.
Was no one else nominated?
Only Cuthbert.
I refused. I'm too old.
No one else dares to follow in Prior James's footsteps. Not since he began talking to the devil.
Oh.
What?
One day he started talking to the devil, as if they were standing side by side.
That doesn't seem right.
He was bargaining with the devil for his soul, whispering about his sins.
His sins? We'll talk more later. Has there been a knight to Kingsbridge recently?
Milius, wasn't there a poor soul found dead before Christmas?
I don't know if he was a knight.
He was put to rest in the cemetery.
The cemetery? That was the right thing to do.
Guess we could go ask. Graveyard keeper. Could also check on the prior size. Let's go ask.
Rotten edges. We used to eat them. Now, they're eating us.
Let's get Arnold.
Say, has there been a knight to Kingsbridge?
A knight? A knight? Yes. He's here. Right here.
Do you know who he was? How did he die?
Brother Paul found him.
Where is Paul?
Down at the bridge, freezing his walnuts off, I reckon. He talked to him. I only put him in the ground.
I see.
That's all I ever do.
Do you have any idea what the knight was doing here?
Probably tried to jump off the end of the world.
What do you mean?
There is nothing here. Kingsbridge lies at the end of the road. Nobody comes here.
The end of the road, eh?
I asked not to be disturbed.
Brother Remigius, I'm sorry I interrupted your service.
You mean Prior James's service?
Quite so. I heard he fell through the ice. Horrible.
Yes. I was the one who found his rosary by the river.
It's a rosary.
Now let me continue my work.
Brother Marcus stole Cuthbert's keys.
Brother Marcus. I will deal with him. You were right to report this to me. Theft is something we cannot take lightly.
Yeah, ask about Francis Knight.
Did a knight come to Kingsbridge within the last few weeks?
Of course. Even the bishop and the earl were here for the Christmas service. I held the sermon.
And the week before?
That week I was not here. Andrew Sacrist and I travelled to Shiring to hire cooks and buy food for our guests.
I see.
I see.
It's a good check on Brother Paul. Back on the old bridge. Could give him what stone is that? Probably gold after all.
Brother Paul?
Philip.
Ouch. Here, Paul.
Oh. Ouch. Oh. A hot stone.
It's a mercy, Philip. Thank you.
Remigius should give you a fire, or not have you sit here at all.
I don't really mind. Winter is bound to end sometime.
Eventually.
Philip, if you ever run into trouble with Remigius, be careful to answer him. Do not stay silent.
Silent?
Nothing makes him angrier than someone who doesn't answer. He becomes weak and defensive. It's not fitting for a sub-prior, let alone prior.
Have you heard about a knight in Kingsbridge?
A knight? Yes. He was just lying by the road, just a mile away from the priory. He must have fallen from his horse.
Where is he now?
He died. We buried him in the cemetery.
Did he have a name? Did he say anything?
He could not speak. But the look in his eyes told me he was afraid. I held his hand and prayed with him while he died.
Did the knight have anything with him?
There was a letter. I gave it to Prior James. Remigius will probably burn it with the rest of James's papers. James insisted that all his books and documents shall be burnt after his death, except for his Bible.
I heard about this. I think that would be unwise.
Sometimes I wonder if it was because of that letter. A few days later, Prior James fell through the ice. Right here, Philip. Maybe I brought a curse on Kingsbridge.
For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Have faith in the Lord, Brother Paul. You did well.
Thank you, Philip.
So how did I enter with him? I guess we'd go check the prior's room again. Oh, is this where Brother James died?
James, I pray for you that when you stand before God, he will look upon you with mercy. I am looking for a document that was in the possession of Prior James.
How does that relate to my tasks? Talk to Remigius.
Well?
We can't allow Prior James's books to be burned.
That, Philip, was Prior James's wish.
This priory is in debt. And without the ledgers and documents, that will never change. Besides, the wisdom in his books is priceless.
It is not up to you to make decisions in this priory, Brother Philip.
Do not domineer over those in your charge, but be an example to the flock.
1 Peter chapter 5. You are right. You shall argue your case in front of the brothers in a chapter meeting today.
Thank you, Brother Andrew.
When I'm done here, I will tell all the monks to come to the chapter house.
Would it help if I went and told some of them?
Feel free to do that. But I insist that the choir finishes practicing before we start. They're already behind schedule.
Brothers need to be attending the meeting. Let's go invoke everyone.
There will be a chapter meeting in a few minutes.
Oh yes, we will be there. Thank you for letting us know.
Wait. I think I'll have a mistake. Let's go and bring up Brother Paul.
It's getting cold. When will these novices learn to close the door?
Yeah, I was talking about up to the beginning of the stream.
There will be a chapter meeting today.
You
I'm
convinced
replaying
Andrew?
it
Miracles do happen.
because I haven't finished it.
We will be there. You have our support.
And now I do have the time to finish it. So.
There will be a chapter
That's why.
meeting today.
Excellent. I can't wait to see you and Remigius quarrel.
Brother Cuthbert?
Do not worry. We are on your side.
When I am not able to finish a game, I usually prefer to restart it, so I know where I was and whatnot. It's better in my opinion. This way I can also record it, then eventually send it to YouTube. And it is a great game, either
There will
way.
be a
So.
chapter meeting soon.
Ah, thank you for letting me know, Philip. Remember my advice about Remigius.
Will do. Will do. We can go to the meeting now.
The choir has finished singing. The cantor should find time now. Are you ready for the chapter meeting, Brother Philip? If you have any other business to take care of in Kingsbridge, do it now. The meeting could take a long time.
I guess I am. As ready as I can be.
The chapter meeting is more important. And this is why Prior James's wish must not be honoured. Kingsbridge Priory would be beyond saving without financial records.
I think we have all understood the reason for your concern, Brother Philip. But before we come to a decision, let us hear other voices of concern.
I would like to know why you would doubt the wisdom in Prior James's decision.
Maybe you didn't know him as well as we did, Philip. I can say I knew him well. We all here knew him. So did you know him?
How wise was Prior James, really?
Philip, you are going too far. I will tell the bishop about this.
Brothers,
now let him speak.
Brothers, please.
Let's hear what he has to say.
Oh heavens.
Hear him out, brothers. I was stubborn as well, but he made me see it.
Well, that's not an easy thing to do.
Yes.
I owe James much. He was the one who asked me to take care of St. John in the Forest.
One of the most prosperous cells in all of Shiring, if not England.
It was a wise decision then.
But his last wish was not? Well, was it? What are you waiting for? Answer me.
Is walking on thin ice wise?
Who does he think he is?
May the Lord forgive him. He knows not what he is saying.
No. Philip was very hesitant to talk about the state of this priory with me. Usually, he is as careful in his words as he is in his actions.
Yes. Philip asked us a question. Was it wise to walk out onto the ice?
God was testing Prior James.
I say the devil chased him. Do you doubt that? Do you doubt that, Philip? Surely you must have an answer. I know because Prior James confided in me.
Then, the devil had a hand in his last wish as well.
Yes, most certainly did
It's all
not.
my fault.
Well, I'm not so sure.
The devil.
If the devil has come to Kingsbridge, we must cast him out. He has come in the ways of neglect and self-righteousness. Let us look into the books and ledgers. Let us look into the problems that have ailed Kingsbridge for much too long.
Don't need your meddling. All my
Philip
nice
is
Well,
right.
I suppose.
How dare
I
he
agree.
suggest that?
Here, here.
Yes, we must be more pious. Only then will God keep the devil from harming us.
The novices would be better advised not to speak up.
Philip is a good man. He was the only one to say I should have a fire.
But did he do anything besides talk?
Yes, he brought me a hot stone.
That's our Philip.
Very well, Philip. But why don't you tell us the real reason you have come before us? You not only came to save these books, you have another motivation, do you not? We deserve the truth. What are your true intentions?
I am here
Oh,
only to help
mostly.
this priory.
Help the prior.
This priory, of course. I say it is not a coincidence that he should make his voice heard now, shortly after James's passing and before the elections.
What are you saying, Brother Remigius?
This is not about James. It is about him. He wants to be prior.
No.
Oh.
I came here to talk to James.
I think that is a wonderful idea. I nominate Philip of Gwynedd to be the new prior of Kingsbridge.
I can't disagree with that.
Well, yes, obviously, much.
Excellent choice. What about Remigius?
That's surprising.
Great
Prior
idea.
Philip.
Brother Philip, do you accept the nomination?
Well,
Thank you for your kind offer,
that's empty.
but we would not want to impose on you, Brother Remigius.
Oh, but I insist. I will help you.
No, you really must not. We will see you later. Thank you. We don't have much time. Evening Mass will begin soon.
Should I not have accepted the nomination?
You've never been good at saying no. And Milius is right. Kingsbridge needs you.
What about St. John's?
I will ride there tomorrow. I will let them know you will be staying in Kingsbridge for a few days. Thanks to you, these documents and books will not be burned. Now, we have to find that letter.
You truly think the letter can help prevent a war?
If the message says what I think it says, then yes, I do. Now,
I had to
let us
guess.
look for the letter.
I had to guess it will be in the most precious book, which would be the Bible. Is it the Tom then?
It is getting dark. We don't have much time.
Jeez.
Francis, I think I found it.
In the Bible?
Revelations, the Apocalypse of St. John. And they called to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him who is seated on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of their wrath has come, and who can stand? The Lamb. Cam? What was James afraid of? Was it this letter?
No, the letter is still sealed. Break the seal.
Oh. What does it say? Robert of Gloucester, name of the day, will be ready to shed blood in the name of Empress Maud. I and my bondsman will ride against Stephen of Wars. We do not start the war, but we shall unleash it. Stephen himself started it. He betrayed King Henry's daughter and took her throne. He and those who swore loyalty to him. Earl of Sharing.
Oh, this is it. You found it.
The Earl of Shiring is about to start a war.
Yes. He's made contact with my own master, Earl Robert of Gloucester.
Who is this King Stephen that has taken the throne?
A nephew of King Henry. Do you ever think of the day our parents died?
Francis, you know I don't like to talk of that.
I know. It's just that I think of them all the time. And I've always blamed King Henry. The church suffered under his rule as much as we did in Wales. Philip, you have to show this letter to the Bishop of Kingsbridge.
The Bishop of Kingsbridge? Why?
Our late King Henry was opposed to Rome's influence in England. King Stephen, on the other hand, swore to preserve the rights and privileges of the church, and we can help him if you tell the bishop to protect Stephen.
You want the bishop to help the new king, King Stephen?
I want a king who supports the church. I want these dark times to end. I want to stop the Earl of Shiring from starting a war. He could set the whole of England on fire. My lord the Earl of Gloucester can never know what I was doing here. You must not tell the truth about how or where you got this letter. Don't tell anyone I was involved.
Oh, we do not want to see any more bloodshed, to be honest.
Do you really think the bishop will help?
Tell him you found the letter by coincidence.
And if he does not believe me, what then?
He will believe you. The question is, will he really try to stop the Earl of Shiring? I will ride to St. John's and tell your monks you will stay in Kingsbridge until the election.
What if the Earl of Shiring finds out what I'm doing? What if the bishop tells him?
Philip, calm down. He is your bishop.
I'm a simple monk. Who am I to talk to a bishop?
Oh, you are a good prior. Heroes of the Art, from the Ashes. Chapter 1. Good. What you did. You helped Francis to uncover a conspiracy against the king. You were nominated to become Prior of Kingsbridge. You agreed to meet the bishop. You reported Brother Marcus the thief. You gave Brother Paul a hot stone and suited his spine. Medius still holds you in contempt. This is the end of chapter 1, and I'll see you all on the next time. Hope you enjoyed.